I was sitting in my kitchen looking out the window and reading my Bible recently, and it occurred to me that I should encourage you to read your Bible from cover to cover every year. And I believe that this is God's idea for you, not for me. I read it every year, and I've done it for more than 20 years. And it takes 3.25 chapters per day to read the scriptures. And I try to read 5 because life is such that there's always something that interferes. We have these things we call divine appointments. You know, somebody falls down in front of you, breaks their leg, and you don't have time to read your Bible, okay? Or something like that. And so if you can read 5 chapters a day and you miss a day, then you don't feel guilty about it. So anyway, I was sitting there reading my Bible and thinking about this. And a lot of people that I know have their daily Bible verse, you know, and this is not enough to make an intimate relationship with God and to hear what He has to say. And you very seldom get the full story from one Bible verse. Let me explain to you. In the Gospels, in 3 of the 4 Gospels, there is the story of the blind man Bartimaeus. Most of us know this story. And in 2 of those Gospels, Jesus has just finished talking with His disciples, and here's the interesting part. He asked the disciples the same question that He asked Bartimaeus, the blind man. Let me explain. And this is why when you read one verse, it doesn't work. You have to get the whole story, the whole context. So they're walking down the road, and they're near Jericho, as I remember, and the disciples are asking about how they can sit on thrones next to Jesus. And in the conversation, Jesus asked them, "What do you want me to do for you?" And they said, "We want to sit on thrones next to you in your kingdom." They were looking for their glory. In the very next passage after that, Jesus meets the blind man. And the story is very familiar. He's sitting alongside the road and he hears all these people coming down, and he said, "What's going on?" And they say, "Oh, Jesus of Nazareth is coming." And he begins to raise a ruckus, we call it in eastern Kentucky. And he yells and screams, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And he just keeps repeating this and repeating it. And all the crowd is saying, "Shut up, be quiet, you know, don't make a noise, don't make noise." And he just keeps yelling. And finally Jesus says, "Bring him here." In one of the Gospels it says he threw off his coat. I like that. And he came to Jesus, and Jesus asked him the same question he had just asked his disciples, which was, "What do you want me to do for you?" And Bartimaeus replied, "I want my sight." And Jesus said, "Receive your sight. Your faith has made you well." And then I like what Luke says at the last verse of this story. In Luke 18:43, he says, "And immediately he received his sight. He followed him." And the implication is that he became a disciple here, that he was a follower of Jesus. He glorified God, and then listen to this. "And all the people, when they saw it, they gave praise to God." Don't you think that Jesus knew that the faith of this blind man would bring praise to God? And not what his disciples were asking for. They were looking for their own glory. Every year I read the Bible from cover to cover. And lots of notes can be made in the back of your Bible. And you will be amazed what you will learn and what you will hear from God over a period of a year. So we invite you to come to Russia and to be a part of an expedition that goes to the unreached people groups. And you can get our contact information in the comment section down below. So welcome. Come to see us.